Hello everybody, it's Steve Katsikaris, Norland Coboconk Watchdog, just heading back up to Norland. Just came back from Toronto, our courthouse, Superior Court of Ontario. You can see that I'm driving on the 401 now. I'm not driving, someone else is, I'm over here. So, yeah, well, I just want to tell the people that definitely corruption going on. I went down to the courthouse today, still no disclosure on my case. And I put in like 225 pages of evidence that the court would not allow, and for some reason, which is totally relevant to the case. It's my 6 years of investigating. And also, I had 102 items on a disc and 60 videos, including those videos you can see of the police on YouTube. Yeah, the ones with the Star Trek tablet, we call it, the fake warrant. Yeah, the court wouldn't allow that in either. And the reason for that is, as long as it's on YouTube, it's not in court records. So it never happened, according to the court. See? So looks like I'm going to have to go to the Federal Court of Canada now, because this is anti-spy or anti-terrorist laws being used on your Coboconk Watchdog about finding out about wrongdoing in government. And this has happened on Mr. Andy Letham's watch, by the way. So Mr. Andy Letham, the mayor of City Court the Lakes, is involved in this now, along with former Mayor Rick McGee. He's the one that started it all. And obviously Mr. Letham is carrying the water for terrorism laws to be used on innocent civilians and cottagers in our community.
Poison water.
Yeah, exactly. So evidence is not being allowed, and the reason for that is that under S7, this is why, if you look up F7, the only court that could overturn it is the Federal Court of Canada. So any other court below it, like the Ontario Supreme Court, is not even allowed to acknowledge that it's even being used. Only a person like myself that knows a little bit about law and has done some investigating found out about S7. Most people wouldn't even know that it's being used right now on them if they were in my situation. Only I knew. And that the smoking gun was the DNA sample that the police wanted from me in the last case. And the only law that wants DNA out of someone that's not sexual, obviously, is S7, trying to class me as a terrorist. So I'm a Norland Coboconk Watchdog, convicted criminal now, and also a terrorist in the eyes of the state. I'm a terrorist, folks. I'm a Canadian-born, English-speaking terrorist, really, that stands up for the Canadian Constitution and doesn't like changing it without a referendum. That's my argument. If we're going to change the Constitution of Canada, it's got to be through referendum. Can't be through Stephen Harper's will or Justin Trudeau's carrying the water again. That's why these political parties are a joke. They all just work together. So looks like I'm going to be putting my name on the election ballot, folks. And I was thinking of running for mayor, City Court the Lakes, but since this is a federal issue, I think that I'm going to have to postpone running for mayor and go straight to the top and run for federal MP as a conservative independent candidate for Haliburton Court the Lakes. So finally people are going to get a real conservative candidate, not Jamie Schmale, who brags about going to Santa Claus parades and allowing all this Nazi stuff happening in his riding. Yeah, I don't know what these MPs think they're doing, you know, like they're supposed to make sure that the laws of the land are being followed in their ridings, but they always sit there and say, oh, it's not us, it's the courts that need to deal with it. Yeah, true. But when the courts are being corrupt, that's where someone like Jamie Schmale, our federal MP, is supposed to step in, and he hasn't done a darn thing. Yeah, he's trying to wash his hands saying it's a municipal issue. It's not. It's a federal issue. Cops are using federal laws passed by his government, starting with former Prime Minister Stephen Harper, and now being fortified with Justin Trudeau's M103. That is ridiculous. We have the right to free speech, we have the right to complain, and you don't have the right government to go attacking people. It's that simple. So I'm putting this up on YouTube. I'm heading home now, and I'd like to hear more from people. And let's see what's going on. And we'll probably do another video with the next few days there, see what anything else comes up. But that's pretty much it. So have a safe summer, everybody, and once again, fill out those survey forms for the Shadow Lake Association about the sewage systems, and anonymously, a whole pile of you, send them to the Shadow Lake Association saying, Trails End is a criminal activity going on up there, and anti-terrorist laws are being used against a community watchdog, and we're sick of it. If you want us to keep supporting you in your dues every year, then you're going to do something about this, or the people of people of Shadow Lake are going to basically boycott the Shadow Lake Association, starting with their meetings. Yeah, but the real way to get them, don't give them any more money. They already brag about having 26,000 or something in their bank account. That should take about 5 or 6 years to fizz out, right? So, yeah, let's start putting pressure on our cottage association, and let's make sure these water readings are on proper documents, not a green piece of paper. Anybody can write nice numbers on a green piece of paper, like that Shadow Lake magazine. We need to see where these readings are coming from, time, date, what university, who's the person that did it, and that needs to be posted. Passing off a green piece of paper is old school 1950s technology, and now we live in the internet era, and we can see. That's what's going to keep everything clean, transparent, and stop all this criminal stuff happening in government. So once again, signing off, Steve Katsikaris. I'll see you all back up in Norland, Ontario. Have a good day, everybody.